Welcome to the Hustle Report by Jason Malone, presented by Clicks Media.
Today, Polygon and Immutable partnered to help onboard more gamers and developers into Web3. The two companies announced this partnership at the Game Developer Conference. This new strategic alliance should accelerate innovation and adoption in the nascent crypto gaming space. Just last year, games that were built on either platform received almost $2 billion in investor funding. Polygon is a smart contract blockchain that addresses some of the scaling limitations of Ethereum. It helps avoid congestion and cost for builders of decentralized apps on the platform. The alliance between Polygon and Immutable will focus on making Web3 enabled games faster and easier and less risky for larger gaming studios and independent developers to get involved. Both platforms have formed massive gaming ecosystems through partnerships and integrations with gaming studios, traditional businesses, and other crypto companies. The Polygon network also hosts some of the biggest Web3 gaming projects and publishers like Ubisoft, Atari, Amomoka Brands, Decentraland, and Sandbox. Just so you know, Immutable has onboarded Web3 games and other initiatives to its platform in recent months. Partnerships include brands like GameStop, DC Comics, TikTok, Marvel, and Disney with its Star Wars brand. This is just another reflection of the huge growth in the Web3 gaming industry. More and more brands are entering into the Web3 gaming space, and this is basically growing a larger decentralized gaming market. Now, enough with all of the jargon. The point is that the Web3 gaming space is growing fast. And if you're not into Web3, I suggest that you spend some time going through YouTube University, looking up blog articles, trying to learn more about this space. And you don't necessarily have to get into the technical side of the space. You can look at the marketing, you can look at some of the tools that are supporting the industry. But typically when you see an industry taking off like this one in Web3, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're looking for things to get involved with, you want to pay attention to nascent technologies that are all of a sudden experiencing huge growth. Web3 is one of those things that are going to eventually impact every aspect of our life. The same thing happened with Web 2.0 in the mid to early 2000s, when all of a sudden all of these companies started introducing two-way platforms where people could engage with each other. And that ultimately led to the birth and the explosion of the whole social media age. This was because of the innovations that took place with Web 2.0. Now it's hard to live, move, and operate without experiencing some aspect of social or Web 2.0 functionality. That same thing will happen in Web 3. The points that I just highlighted in the gaming space are just one small example of it. The Web3 capabilities, functionalities will permeate every single industry. Usually when something like this happens, when you have huge and massive innovation, a lot of times it starts off in the entertainment space and then it ultimately spreads to the rest of the world. And even if it's not in the entertainment space, it usually just has initially a small use case. And one would think that, okay, it's gaming. I'm not that big of a gamer, so how does this apply to me? Well, it's more so the nuts and bolts and the foundation of the technology and what it allows for that will ultimately impact other huge industries such as real estate, healthcare, automotive, our banking systems. All of these things will matter, where the same thing that these companies are taking advantage of in the gaming space will ultimately start to impact every single industry that has something to do with your day-to-day life. So if you're anything like me, when you first heard about this stuff, you're like, what the heck is Web3? Well, to ultimately simplify, it's basically an ecosystem that allows for you to do direct transactions, completely cutting out the middle person and allowing for a decentralized transaction to take place on a blockchain, which is essentially a ledger to track the transaction. It cannot be changed. It's there forever. So absent all of the technical jargon, basically it's a direct transaction, completely removing the middle person, but it's tracked and it's on a ledger, and it's proof that that transaction happened. Eventually, all of these platforms will get to a point where they're completely abstracting the crypto and jargon away. And then essentially all you'll have is just really exciting interactions between platform and individual, between company to company, between machine to machine. So do me a favor, if you're trying to figure out a new space to get involved in, you're not exactly sure where to start, look at new and up and coming technologies, such as what's happening in the entire Web3 space. Try to see if you can look at and launch a space that you're familiar with, but within the Web3 space. If you have a skill set, see how it can apply. If you have unique knowledge and information, see how it can apply. Don't just do it the way that it's always been done. Try to see how you can apply your skill set in the new technology and the new environment that we have today, such that you can take advantage of these trends. We're essentially going to go through another form of an industrial revolution here. Please do not let it pass you by. Take advantage of it. Learn as much as you can. Look up a blog article, go to YouTube University, listen to a podcast, whatever it takes, but try to learn as much about the Web3 space as you can. Because I promise you, you're going to look up and it's going to be in every single aspect of your life. If you've heard of the games Fortnite or Roblox, these platforms, these companies are essentially using tenets of the whole Web3 ecosystem. So if you are like me and you have children, or even if you don't, I'm sure you've heard of these platforms. And so just as these platforms are known and everybody has heard of them in some capacity, it's just an example of how they will eventually permeate your entire life. All right, guys, hopefully that was helpful. This episode was brought to you by Clicks Media, where we're focused on giving you the tools and information that you need to help you launch and scale your business. We can help you build your own website, build your own app, launch your marketing campaign, or help you structure and create the content that you need to convey your message. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the next episode.